Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of February 23rd through March 1st. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. And this week I'm using this sticker book from Recollections. You can see I got it on clearance at some point in the past. Recollections is a Michaels brand. This particular book called Pretty Watercolor is no longer available, although I think some of this art shows up in other spreads and kits and stuff that they have. But it is a sticker kit that has quite a bit of functional stuff. It has some gold foiling in it, has some quotes and checklists and all of that kind of stuff. And then the part that I probably like the most is it has these really cute little like bugs in this kind of watercolor style. So I'm going to be using this kit this week. I'm going to make it work. I do have a few things that I need to add in though to make this work out overall. So first off, I have some glitter headers. These are from Avalon and 9th. This is from kit 61. At some point in the past, I used this one, but I'm going to use the other 3 here today. I think my plan is to use maybe blue, then purple, then pink. I think I'm going to go with. My plan is to kind of stick the full boxes through the middle. So I think that's going to work. Hopefully these full boxes fit reasonably well. Did not confirm, but we're gonna make it work. So we have that. I did also pull this sampler from Rose Colored Days. It's in pink foiling. You'll remember that I had gold foiling over here. I don't mind mixing foils. In fact, I'm gonna embrace that this week. So I am gonna be using this pink foiling for the dates along the top. And by the dates, I mean the days. I am gonna pull in these numbers. I'm gonna use them to make the actual dates there. And then I pulled these 3 washi tapes, which I got on Amazon, I don't know, maybe 100 years ago, or what feels like it at least. But I think they go really well. I think I'm gonna go with the blue as the bottom washi. I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to use, but I think that the blue is gonna work out pretty well. I think that the colors fit, so I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And to go with that, I did pull this Sadie Stickers bottom washi cover with these bees. As you notice, this is silver hollow. So again, I am mixing foils, but I think it's gonna turn out well in the end. There is a little gold foiling on here, and then I'm gonna put this on top. I think I'm gonna make it work. We're gonna see how it goes. But I think, yeah, we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna stick down all of the things. It's probably going to take me a while, but we're going to hope for the best, and I will be right back to show you the interesting bits. All right, here's where we are at so far. I think it's going pretty well. I'll give you like a little wiggle and a twerk. Lots of foiling for sure. I think that the silver, gold, pink is not overwhelming, especially once we combine everything successfully. I think it's gonna look cute. Moving on to the full box situation. That is where things are most complicated. So I need to use at least one of these guys. And then I have this one, and then I have these 3 that all work. So that's 4. And then these are too small, I think. Yeah, these guys are a little small. I do have this one. And then that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with these 2. That are both more or less full box sized. This one's a little narrow, but I think that's okay. I'm gonna fill one in here. There we go. And then I'm gonna use this one as my quote box. Like so. All right, then I think I have these 3, and then I have these 3. All right, we'll see how we can make this work. So I think we're gonna start with this one. Again, a little narrow, but if we fill it in, I think it's gonna be fine. There we go. I think all of them on this page are just like a hair too narrow. Oh no, my ring light is trying to fall down. See if we can get this one set up over here. Okay, I wish I had a 4th. You know what? We're just gonna make this work. These guys are a little too small as well, but I think I can center them. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then I'm gonna flip back and use 2 of these. Sorry if you hear my cats freaking out in the background. They just got fed. So that's a thing. Their feeder goes off every few hours. I'm gonna rotate this one as well so that the borders are kind of mixed up. All right, there we go. And then I want to stick into this some of these kind of like positive affirmations, as it were. Maybe we'll stick one here. One there. Maybe this one. And then I think maybe this one just with like a heart. That seems cute. All right. And then I'm gonna go up towards the front and I'm gonna stick in, oh, I have this space still here that I didn't touch at all. I think it needs a box too because everybody else got one. There we go. Okay, and then I do want to just put in a little bit of the bugs because they're really cute. So I'm not going to stick these on every one, just on like a few of them. This guy's a little big, but I think we can make it work. There we go. And then I do want to pull in some of these little bees from the sticker sheet. Since I want to make sure that these get used up as well. Maybe we'll stick a little one up here. I want everybody to have a little something, I think. There we go. All right, that page is used up, so that seems successful. And there we are with the full box-ish setup. We're gonna go with it. Let's see how that goes. All right, moving on to the sidebar. First up, I'm gonna use this little strip. Somewhere I do have tweezers. Sorry for all the jangling. Trying to find them in the stuff that I have. Okay, put that in, and then I have this Sarah Elizabeth Prince set of habit trackers. What one do I think best matches? I kind of want to use this like greenish one. There we go. That's going to be for social media tracking. So I am going to stick the little phone there. I think that'll go pretty well. And then after that, I'm going to stick this one that says priority. There we go. And then I don't think I have a checklist that has the right number of lines. I have these super long checklists, but that's like so much that I actually just didn't use one in this instance. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I think this is what I'm going to use. There we go. I have this little coffee cup. Do I have something that looks kind of like meal related? Because that would be ideal in this context. I feel like these items in here don't really have any meal related items. Let me see what I have in my scripts. I have meal prep. Not really the same thing, I don't think. All right, I'm going to use one of these that says meal delivery from B&R Paper Crafts. I believe this is purple foil. So again, kind of adding in the novelty foils, we'll call them. All right, that looks pretty cute. It only has six dots here, but the weekend is just whatever. I don't really care. And then underneath this, I could put in a giant moth. That could work. There are a couple of washi strips, and I kind of want to just use one of those. I can't fit enough of it though, because I can only go 2 across, and that would leave too much of it wasted. Okay. Moving back to one of these guys then. Let's see who would fit. This one would fit. As long as I put it like this. It's tight, but it does technically fit. And then I'll include this little flower. And then one of these maybe? Okay, that looks reasonably cute. I'll go with that. All right, moving on to the weekday stuff. This week is a little bit weird for me in that it's not a typical work week. So that's definitely going to throw some things off, but we're going to make it work. I'm going to start out with a couple of these guys. We'll put one here. So those are for work. So that seems helpful. I do have some work scripts. There one. Maybe I can use these guys. So this is a different pink foil than the other one, but this one's from B&R Paper Crafts. So I'm going to use this, making it as foiled as possible. Really, I'm just trying to actually use some of the things in my stash. That's the main goal. I am going to take one more of these and stick them on my hand. We'll deal with it when we get there. Why that one's weird. All right. There we go. Next up, I have my plan with me. Which I don't really have like a script for or something like that. So I think I'm going to pull something from the sticker book. I really like these little hearts in the gold circles. So I think I'm going to use another one of those because I think they're pretty cute. So that's for my plan with me. Tuesday, other than work, the big thing that I have is curling. So I want to make sure that I get that in there. What kind of shape do I want to use? What if I use one of these? That's funky. All right, using that down there at the bottom. And then just to add a little to it, I'm going to take one of these little guys and just stick it right there. That looks super cute, actually. Wednesday, the reason that things are weird is because that is when I start a work trip. So I need to mark that somehow. Maybe I'm going to use this one that says important. That seems pretty relevant. I think that'll work pretty well. And that's just going to mark my work trip. I don't think anything else needs to go there. So I'll be traveling for part of the day and then doing, I don't know, networking things. Stuff that's not that fun. We'll see how that goes. Moving on to the other side. I'm going to use this one that says get to work. This is the reason I'm traveling is because I'm presenting on this day. So that's just going to fill in pretty much everything for that. And then down here, I'm going to be flying home. Just a short trip. Honestly, those are the best. To have something relatively short. So I'm going to stick that here. It's just going to say hustle. And that'll cover my work trip down here. Hopefully I remembered that that's what I put them in for. All right. And then lastly, I need to find my page of dots again, because I do need to put in one more of these guys here on Friday for work yet again. I will be back to the usual grind on Friday, and then I will have a video go up. I believe this is going to be my March book bujo. There we go. Then we move on to the weekend. I really don't know what's happening over the weekend, but I do have a lot of appropriate stickers still left here. We might go out for coffee. I might end up using those sometime during the week. Maybe some me time. We'll see how that goes. So I do still have that left, and I will hopefully use those so that I can just use up that sheet and not have to worry about it. So with that, that kind of leaves us here for the pre-planning. It looks a little chaotic, but hopefully it's going to turn out cute once it's done. It's definitely going to be fun and bright, so that part is nice. So stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here is the finished spread. I think it turned out so cute, and it is so foiled for sure. But I really like how it turned out. For today, I'm not gonna walk you through the sticker book and what I have left, because obviously I have a ton left. It's a sticker book. But I was very good at using up the things that I pulled as extras. So I used up the headers, as we know from earlier. I used up the Sadie stickers, bottom washi overlays, as well as these tiny little hollow bees, which we knew about earlier. And then I did use everything from the Rose Colored Days little sampler with the pink foil as well. So really used that stuff up, which was awesome. Outside of the sticker book from Recollections, the bottom washi's from Amazon, the overlay obviously from Sadie Stickers, along with all these little hollow bees. All this pink foiling is from rose-colored days. The ones that have the white outlines, this one and all the work, are from B&R Paper Crafts. The habit tracker is from, Sadie Stickers. Otherwise, I really just used the sticker book. So I think that was a pretty productive use, to be honest, and got a lot of things put in here. This week was absolute chaos. Work was so much, and I had a work trip in the middle of the week. And then the weekend was mostly about recovery and hopefully getting ready for another crazy week in this upcoming week. So that's all I have for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know what your week looked like down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to say, leave me a bee emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress and finished spreads, as well as bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.